Hello everyone. So in this definition, we're going to read a number n. Now we will take a running sum. So in this sum, we'll start with 1 and then we'll add 2 to it and then we'll add 3 to it and so on till we reach a number where when added to the sum, the value is still less than or equal to n. So if you add the next number, the sum should be greater than the value n. So for example, if I have entered the number say 7, then I'll start adding 1 and then 2 and then 3. Now this sum is equal to 6, which is still less than or equal to 7. But the moment I enter a 4, the value becomes greater than 7, the total. So my answer will be 3. That is the largest possible number that you can add such that the sum is still less than or equal to the number n. So for this logic, I've taken the base structure of calling the value from a text box and converting it into a number and checking whether it is a number or not. So here is where I'm going to write in my entire logic of creating that summation, the running sum, and finding the largest value. So for that, I would need a few variables here. So let me take the value sum variable to store the running total. I would need a variable like I, which is going to start from 1. That's where we start adding from 1 plus 2 plus 3. So I'm going to use I. And yeah, that's it. Let us go ahead and start using our logic here. So I'm going to write a while loop and it's going to be an infinite loop because otherwise I can actually write in a condition here as long as the value of sum is less than the value of b. So that can be written and you can modify your code a little bit. So go ahead and write that option also. So I'm going to write a infinite loop and here I'm going to take the first thing I'm going to do is add the value of I. So I right now being 1 will be added with 0 and so I'm going to get a 0 plus 1 equals 1. Now this is what we will store in sum. And the next thing I'm going to do is if the value of sum is greater than or equal to the value of b, then I'm going to break out of the loop. Now, if it is not greater, then obviously I'm going to add 1 to the value of I, and I'm going to again, go ahead and execute my code. Now, for this logic to work, you'll have to make sure that the number is greater than 0. So you can actually go ahead and put in if it is nan or if p is less than or equal to 0, then it shows wrong input. Otherwise, in either of the, if both the conditions are true, it's going to go to the else part. So it is a number and it is greater than 0. And that is where we're going to run this code. Now, once this loop is over, when you come out of the loop, you have reached the value of sum, which is greater than or equal to b. So you will have to come out and take I minus minus to reach the last maximum value, which was uh, which brought you to the sum value, which was less than b. And then we will print the value of this I. Right, so let us test the logic. So if I am entering 7, my maximum value should be 3. Now what actually happened here is, see, when the value of I was 1, I added 1 to sum. Now is 1 greater than 7? No. So this statement never got executed. And so it changed the value to 2. Now, since it is an infinite loop, so 1, which was the previous value of sum, plus 2 equals 3 is stored in sum. and then it is checking, is 3 greater than equal to 7? No. So this is not executed. I changes to the next value. Right now it was 2, now it changes to 3. And the previous sum value was 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6, will be stored in sum. And 6 is greater than or equal to 7 is false. So this is not executed. It comes here and it changes the value of I to 4. Now the previous total of sum is 6 plus 4 is 10 is stored in sum, and 10 is greater than equal to 7. Yes, so it breaks out of the loop. Now what was the last value of I? The last value of I was 4, because of which this condition stood true. So that is not the maximum value, but the previous value of I is the maximum value. So I'm bringing it back to 3 from 4, and that is what I'm printing out here. So let us take another example just to check. Let's say 12. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 should get you the value 10, and plus 5 would get you the value 15, which exceeds 12. So your answer should be 4. And I'm getting the output. Go ahead and try this out, and also try the other version of writing the condition here. Instead of 1, you may write in this condition, while sum is less than b, and you can modify your code here, whatever modifications are required. So I'll catch you in the next video with a new definition.